Hello, today I'm going to be making a recipe from the early 18th century. It's from a collection at the Record Office called the Newdegate collection, and the cake I'm going to be making is called Queen's Cake. So it's a yeasted enriched dough, a bit like a modern day brioche. So I'm going to need to leave it to rise, and it's going to need to be kneaded as well. So I'm going to be making it in two stages, mixing together the main ingredients, let it rise, add the second lot of ingredients, knead it, put it in the oven. Okay, so the ingredients I'm going to be using, and I should say actually I've reduced the quantities by a third because otherwise I would be making a massive cake. So I'm going to be using some strong flour, some butter, cream. I'm going to be using 3 egg yolks. Actually I needed 3.5, but that was difficult. I'm using dried yeast, obviously not an 18th century thing. I'm going to be using a pinch of cloves, a pinch of nutmeg and a pinch of mace, and also some rosewater. The dried fruit, which are currants and raisins, they'll go in at the second stage. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to put my flour into my mixing bowl, my butter, my eggs. I'm just going to break the eggs up before I put them in. The egg yolks. Cream. Then I said I'm going to put a pinch of cloves in, a pinch of mace, a little bit of nutmeg, and some dried yeast as well. Sprinkle that in. I'm going to I'll put some of the rose water in. I don't know how liquid this is going to be. I've never made it before, so then I'm going to just take it and see. So let's get this. Okay, so I've used the cream as the recipe says, but the dough is still really tough, and the rose water actually is a really strong flavour. I didn't know that. So what I've done is I've put some extra milk into the dough just to try and loosen it up a little bit. I think the mixture has got to a stage now where I can add the fruit and then put the dough hook in on to knead the mixture together. So I'm just going to take the dough off, remove that, and I'm going to add, these are the chopped currants and the chopped raisins and the currants. And I'm going to put the dough hook on. So it looks okay. I might have hoped it would have risen a little bit more. I don't know why that is. It could be that there wasn't enough yeast, perhaps not enough fluid, and it does look like as if there's an awful lot of fruit in there as well. So Anyway, I'm going to take it out. It's been in the airing cupboard, I suppose, for about 2 hours, which is slightly longer than the recipe says. And I'm going to roll it into a sausage shape. It's not too bad actually. I've got to decide whether to do it into 2 or 3 tins. I think I'm going to try 3 tins. So I don't suppose when this was devised they were using tins with liners, but I've just decided it's sort of a modern take on the sort of dishes that they would have been using. So the oven's up to temperature now. The recipe says a medium oven, you know, not too hot, not too cold, with quite specific instructions about how to control the temperature. And I'm lucky I've got a fan oven. So I've decided to use 160 fan, so about 180, and I'm thinking it'll take 30 to 45 minutes, something like that. Okay, I think they're done now. So take them time to take them out. They look okay. The sugar glaze is there. Let's choose one here. Let's choose this one. See if it's cooked. I hope it is. Yep, seems to have come out nice and clean. Yep. And this is the smallest, so hopefully that'll be done as well. Lovely. Okay, good. So I think all I'm going to do now is to let them cool. And when they're cool, well, I'll have a go at cutting into them and see what they're like. They have risen, so it's not a total disaster, but it'd be interesting to see what they taste like. So I'm going to start with the smallest cake. Give it a go, see what it's like. Here's my normal cameraman. Give it a cut through the middle. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah. See what it tastes like. I hope it's cooked. Right, pass a piece to my husband there.
Quite a lot of rosewater taste.
Yeah. I mean, I think perhaps rosewater is stronger now than it was in the 18th century. Feels as if it could have maybe been cooked for a little bit longer, do you think? Yeah, you know, as a first attempt it's okay, but I think in future maybe you know, I would certainly use less rosewater. But, good. Well, thank you for all your help. Thank you.